We just released an AI thumbnail generator that we've used to grow this channel from 0 to 16,000 subscribers. You can see here that it has videos that are 144,000 views, 106,000 views, and it is all generated with the subscribers AI thumbnail generator. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how this is done. And you can see that this channel over here, 16.8K subscribers. If you look at the most popular, 144K, 106K, 98K, 75K, 97K, and even some of the latest videos here, 40K, 41K, 3.8K. And this channel is doing anywhere between $5,000 to $6,000 to $7,000 every single month. And all of these are done with AI thumbnails. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it right now. So when you go into the subscriber dashboard, you click onto channels. Over here, when you pick any channel within this, you can see that here you get your Kanban board, but most importantly at the top bar, there's this thumbnails tab over here. So we have two ways in order to generate a thumbnail. Number one is through using the brainstorm, which will allow you to brainstorm exactly how to create a thumbnail, or you can clone a thumbnail that is already working, and I'm going to show you both approaches here. So let's start with the clone or remix. So let's say I have a specific video idea that I want. Let me just go ahead and pick a video idea from here. So let's say I have this video that's doing really well, 10 ancient structures in Saskatchewan no one can explain. I'm just going to go into here, 10 ancient structures in Alberta no one can explain. Right, so I'm just gonna swap. The province or the state over here. So this is a Canadian channel over here. And what's this video about? You can give it context if you want. But here, let's just generate 4 concepts and see exactly what it comes out with. So the way that it generates concepts is the way that we traditionally would go ahead and generate thumbnails. So first, you would draw a sketch of the thumbnail, and then you choose what you think is the best sketch that you can then turn into real life. So there's a couple advantages to this, right? When you have a sketch, you can kind of see the outline of the entire thumbnail, and you can decide what elements that you want to change. So it's even easier to edit the thumbnail that way rather than immediately generating the thumbnail, right, where you are more myopic to what are the different changes that you can make. So this is using the traditional approach of generating thumbnails and then implementing the modern approach, which is using AI to generate thumbnails. These days, we don't really pay thumbnail designers anymore. Pretty much every single thumbnail is now generated with AI, which is so crazy, but the technology is here. So keep up or get left behind. So you can see over here, give it a minute or two, and then this will fully generate. And bang, you can see over here, it immediately generates 4 concepts from 4 different ways that it could actually work. So you can see that it has different formats that it is trained on. It's trained on all of the best formats within YouTube. You can see, like, okay, there's this main structure. Who built this? This actually looks pretty sick too. Over here, left behind, and then there's some sort of like a weird structure over here, and over here you also have kind of like a weird structure, Asian mystery, the stone cairn, and then there's the cork board, which I don't really like this. It's either one of these 3. Honestly, all of these look pretty sick, right? But for the sake of running this, let's just say, like, let's do this concept, okay? So let's say I really like this concept. You can see here you can generate different title options that you want, and you immediately generate these different title options. And then you can see it takes the sketch and it takes the prompt over here and says who built this. I'm just gonna go ahead and generate 2 or 3 thumbnails. Let's say I'm gonna generate 2 thumbnails so that I can see what the output looks like. And within this, you can see that there's a plus button here. So if you're a face on creator and you want to add the creator's face and you want to add your face into the sketch, you can just add a picture of your face. That's really easy. If you have a product shot, art style, thumbnail style, or if you want to add a screenshot into the thumbnail, you can. If there's certain text style, like a certain font style that you wanted to reference, you can add that. And then if there's any background setting that you want, you can also do it within that. But you can see that there's all of these different ways that you can go ahead and generate a thumbnail like that. And you can see over here, this is pretty sick, right? So like there's a weird structure and who built this text. Like this is a very, very usable thumbnail. If you're ever like, hey, this thumbnail isn't that good, right? Let's have a look at this thumbnail. This thumbnail is even better. I actually think this is like super duper interesting. Actually, no, this one has kind of like a weird structure. So like I think this might even be a little bit better. But if you're like ever, hey, I'm looking at this thumbnail, but I don't really know what can be improved. What you can do is you can click on this feedback button, and then there is AI feedback implemented into this. So we have AI vision that looks at the thumbnail and is trained on all of the best thumbnail practices. it looks at it and says, okay, what are the possible things that we can improve about this? So it says here, the overall mood is dark and muddy. The stone pyramid blends into the dark forest. Actually, that could be true. Like, you can see that it might not stand out that much. So that's something that I even didn't catch, right? Brighten the pyramid face with a subtle light source. So let's say, like, that's good. The text lacks a drop shadow or dark outline when it reads okay at full size. The white letters partially merge with the light gray, stone surface of the pyramid. Who built this? Okay, that's fine. And you can see that there's a bunch more different feedback, or you can add your own feedback. But let's say I only want these 2 pieces of feedback. I'm going to click here, apply and improve, and then it's going to generate a new version of this thumbnail based on those recommendations. So slowly the thumbnail is going to get better just based on this. And then if you wait another 60 seconds, you can see that it will be able to fully generate. And then you're going to see another option that you can use if you're not sure about, hey, even which of the AI feedback that you want to apply. You can, there's going to be an option to just auto apply the AI feedback. And that way it will generate you 2, 3, 4, 5 different thumbnail variations that you can then go ahead and pick from. So you can see here that the lighting on this one is slightly better than the old version, which is really, really cool. Or if you're like, hey, once again, I'm not sure how to improve it, you click here, auto improve. It's gonna use 4 rounds of that auto feedback, and then it'll just slowly improve this version that way until it becomes an actual banger pyramid within this. So let's just give this a little bit to auto generate. And bang, you can see over here, it immediately generates a bunch of different variations. You can see here, it like slowly improves each of it. So there's one person over here, and then they brighten it over here. They remove the quotations. So you can see this is just like slowly improving. This one is a little bit of a deprovement. And then over here, it just removed that and actually made the lighting a lot better so it actually stands out. But you can see over here, it just generates a ton of different variations that you can then go ahead and A/B test. And each variation costs less than, 5 to 10 cents in terms of creating one variation. All of these are YouTube optimized variations for a thumbnail. So this is one approach that you can go ahead and use to create viral thumbnails using the brainstorm function. I want to show you the other function, which is the clone or remix function. So let's say we keep the exact same video title, but you're like, hey, there is a thumbnail out there that I really, really like that I want to clone right now. You can go ahead and find a YouTube video that is absolutely crushing. Let's say this one, the 10-inch instructors that no one can explain. I'm going to go ahead and copy this link, and I'm going to paste it inside of here. And then it will use this specific YouTube thumbnail. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate the thumbnail. And you can see first, it's going to take that thumbnail. It's going to analyze the style of that thumbnail so that I can then go ahead and replicate it. So let's just give this a second. And you can see over here, it generates the prompt. I'm just going to click this, generate one thumbnail, and we'll wait for the output. And bang, you can see this. It just generates this thumbnail like that. Maybe the font's a little bit off, but you can once again do auto improve, and then it will give you a final thumbnail. You can check out this thumbnail generator. You can click the link in the description. You can get subscribers for $7 for 7 days, and you'll be able to use this thumbnail generator. Hopefully this helps. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.